What's good, folks? This is Jovon with Enlightened Gentlemen. Once more, I just wanted to drop some inspiration on you for Hump Day, and I want you guys to have a positive mindset throughout the week and throughout the month. Yeah, for the rest of your life if you can, but we'll see. It's baby steps. So one of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about was, Mondays and Tuesdays they suck. I'm sorry, they suck. They shouldn't suck, but they do, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because even though I know I'm gonna reach my goal eventually, reach my target, I know that I'm gonna hit it. I'm not worried about it. But it's like, does it have to test my patience so much? Does the road have to be so uncertain? Every opportunity that seems to come my way turns out not working out. It's like, I thought this is the road that leads to that, but it's not, and it's never gonna work like that. So I stopped worrying about it, and I'm like, I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna keep moving forward. My only goal is to keep moving forward, and the one thing that I want everyone to know is that you feel like you're chasing this break. It's like, if I only catch my break, like everything's in line except for my break. I'm trying to catch this break, and every time you get that opportunity, it fails. So don't worry about that. You're gonna get knocked down several times. And curious enough, I've been running into all these different people that I normally would never in a million years run into. But it's strange that now that I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm going in the direction that I'm going, these people happen to show up at this particular time with not the needs that I need, but they contribute to the cause in the way that they were meant to be, in the way that I wanted them to be. It's really weird. It's really eerie, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm rolling with it. Like I said, I'm all about moving forward. So that's been something that's kind of cool been going on. I don't know if you guys have been the same, but I feel like that's kind of a common occurrence with a lot of people who are in my circle or in my network, so to speak. But another thing I saw was, I watched this documentary last night called The American Dream Tour. And it was a documentary on Jay-Z, who was throwing this music festival to kind of get the same reason why all music festivals are thrown, just to get every single genre and every single person who follows those genres from different backgrounds together for a common cause greater than themselves. Music, duh, easy. But this one in particular was about the American hustle and the American dream in particular, and it kind of did backstories on everyone who was contributing to this, whether it be the artist or whether it be someone who sets up the stage in the back. And it was curious because one of the things that Jay-Z said that really caught my attention, he said that everyone has genius level potential in them. They just have to figure out what it is. It's not always what you want it to be, and it's not always what you think it is, but you have your genius level potential in you, and you just have to figure out how to do it. But the only way is just to keep moving forward and always believing in yourself. And a common occurrence that each artist and each person that was working said was, it's this thing where you have this potential inside of you. You have this potential, and you know that as soon as you put it out, you think it's going to go triple platinum, or you think it's going to make you $1 million, whatever you think it might be. But there's a road it takes to get there. They're really candid about that. It's not you just make music as $1 million. Even if you're good, even if you're great, there's a road, there's steps. And that's what I think a lot of people forget to tell you, which was really insightful. For example, some people think the Beatles just came out and it's like, oh, the first song and the first show they ever did, they played She Loved Me, and it was beautiful. It was genius, and they went on and sold 18 million copies. It didn't work like that, They had to pay their dues as well. So that was one common occurrence that they all kind of shared. And another common occurrence was, when you have this potential in you, the only way to prove it is by doing it. So you have to just do it. You have to take that leap of faith without a net and say, I'm going to do it. And one of the backstories that were really interesting was this guy, Mike Snow, the lead singer of Mike Snow. I can't remember his first name. I think his last name's Wyatt, but I'm going to include the link to that documentary down below so you guys can watch and check it out. It's great, really inspiring. But the lead singer for Mike Snow, he was telling about the story how during his 20s he was in and out of drug rehabs and in and out of mental institutions. And he was working, he was always into music, and he was working at this hot dog shop. Everyone can relate to that who's in my position. You've always had those jobs that are like, what am I doing here kind of a deal. I want more than this. I want more than waking up and going to sleep. You want more than that. And that's what he was trying to explain. he always wanted more than just doing that, waking up and going to sleep. And when he was working at this hot dog stand, he'd always see lawyers and doctors and all these people who just look so happy. They had their family and they look so happy. He's like, I want that. He's like, maybe I should just go back to school and be a doctor, a lawyer, and do that. But then as he kept rationalizing it out with himself, he was like, you know what? Even if I did go back and I got my degree and went to school and was on the road to success, at the end of the day, when I'm in my car, I'm still driving home. I'm still in the back of my head saying, when am I going to get to make music? So I might as well eliminate that step and go straight to it. I want to make music. I'm going to make music. That's what he said. And it was like one of those things where it's like, that can apply to everything. If you know what you want to do, just do it. And of course, there are steps you got to go to get there. And every opportunity isn't going to be what you want it to be. But you can't compare yourself to someone who's on page 30 when you're on page 2 or page 1. For example, Jay-Z, he's probably on page 700. Who knows? Whatever it is that you want to believe that he's on. And you're trying to ascertain stuff like that and compare yourself to him. But the fact of the matter is, you're on page 1, so you can't behave like you're on page 700. You know what I mean? Just focus on getting to page 2, then focus to getting on page 3, then focus on getting to page 4, then focus on getting to page 5. It's a step process. So just don't get knocked down because you see them and it's working out so great for them. So don't get discouraged. Just know that you're on the right path. And when I run into these people that I run into for these particular reasons, fate, whatever you may call it, that's just God, whatever you want to call it, something greater than myself letting me know that you're on the right track. It's saying, hey, you keep at it. You're doing the right thing. Just keep at it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you're rationalizing in your head like, why am I even doing this? Maybe I should go back and work at a bank. Nah. You have more ambition in you, way more ambition than waking up and going to sleep and doing something mindless for the rest of your life. It's the thing that's tough to admit, and it's really, really hard. It's scary to admit, especially if you're coming from the background that I'm coming from. I wasn't born in the street, so I can't relate. And I wasn't born into super rich, very middle, as average as it gets. And it's one of those things where it's easy to accept average. It's very, very easy to accept average. But no. And you know that you have more to offer than that. So do you. Find out what it is you do and do you. Just do it. 100%. And it's not going to work out like you want it to. You may think, hey, it's going this way, and that may not work out, but it's just to narrow down your path so you know exactly what it is you're supposed to do. You have that unique gift or that unique talent. So I believe that you can do whatever you want, truly, straight up. It takes work, but go get it, go get it.